힘들어. 내일 도서관 예약 좀 하고. Hello. Sorry. Sorry, I had to take care of something real quick. Oh. It's been going peaceful. I just feel tired. Otherwise, everything's good. It's a little bit hot, but can't complain. How's your day going? Yeah, just wrapping it up. Sunday. Do you live in like Europe? India, okay. Do you know Sakura? Yeah, me too. Give me 1 second. How are you interested in spirituality? Well, it just can't happen to me naturally, you know. It's, it's not that I wanted to become spiritual, you know. I believe that's a way of living. So right now I'm just at a stage where I'm just practicing surrendering. So I just take each day at a time. I let go of most of stuff, you know. I had nice things and a job. I just gave up everything, you know. And then I came to Florida, started with nothing. And then I also used like marijuana and magic mushrooms, you know, that came across in my life, kind of opened me up. So since then I've been just studying spirituality and universe. Oh. How do I study? I study by just observing. You know, I don't rely too much on reading books. I mean, they come in handy, you know, watching YouTube and reading books, they do help. But I mostly just learn by living my life and observing my actions, things that happen around me. But at the beginning, reading books like Eckhart Tolle, Michael Singer, they did help. I also know the Indian guy Deepak Chopra. I read a couple of his books, but mainly just observing things around me. That's how I collect data. And that's how I learn things the best, by by just doing it. Oh no, Deepak Chopra is not a spiritual guy. He might be talking about it, but he talks shit. Oh yeah? I only read a couple of his books, and he didn't talk about anything new, you know? So it didn't really affect me much, you know? But, well, I was going to read another one of his books that on simulation theory. I've had too many to begin with. You know, we all experience miracles. It's a matter of how you look at it, you know, and accept it as a miracle. I understand. I just don't know where to begin with. You know, for instance, how I ended up here. You know, and gave up all my material things. This journey, for instance, well, I was streaming. I was streaming on Twitch at that time as like a FIFA streamer. But then all of a sudden, I started just turn that into a talking streaming, you know. And I started talking about the universe and life. Yes, yes. But when you begin your journey, you look at things, you haven't separated yourself from this concept of, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, you're just believing it, the things you see, right? So you're talking about like deeper level. But when it comes to like newborn babies in consciousness, you do have to, I believe that you do have to start giving up your material things to relearn, you know, the spiritual way of living. It's just like, it's not that the material part is important. You gotta start experiencing losing everything, you know, and learning to have the courage to take a leap of that faith into the unknown, if you know what I mean. Let's say it's like before you become conscious, it's like you're living in the matrix world, right? You only see what you see, you only feel what you feel. You can't see beneath it, you know. So in order to see that, you gotta go through a process. And that process could be different for everybody. But in general, I believe it's like abandoning what you have is simply a good way to learn new way of living and looking at things in a different manner. Because if you're in that comfort zone, it's hard to get enlightenments. So that they might not be related directly, but in my life, they help me to see look at things in different ways, you know. And I just became a totally different human being by giving up everything I owned and adapting to the new situation. I get involved in the world as minimally as possible, unless realize because don't see what is, so I messed up everything. Okay, well, we haven't talked a lot, but I can kind of see where you're coming from. I can feel like the confusion, eager to seek the truth, and mainly that confusion, and which I totally understand. And you didn't fuck up everything or fuck up anything. There is no mistakes or random in the universe. So everything you've done was meant to happen. So you can let those things go, whatever you have done in the past. It was all part of the plan. Nothing happens for everything happens for a reason, you know. Yeah, nothing is a coincidence. And to begin with, you gotta learn to love yourself. And in order for that to happen, you gotta accept things the way they are, accept the things that happened in the past, what you have done. Yes, I don't know, but maybe slowly I am coming in terms with the past, or letting it go, or I don't know. Well, just don't try it too hard. Just all you gotta do is try to take things easy. I think that's all you can do for people who can't do nothing. You know, some people are so like restless, gotta be doing something all the time, gotta be moving. I'm one of those type of people, and I was never okay with myself. You know, I was always hard on myself. So that's what made things worse for me. You know, that's what drove me crazier. Oh, you're not supposed to be doing nothing. You're supposed to be moving forward. What are you doing? You know, you're wasting time. But that didn't really get me anywhere. You know, it just took more energy out of me. Made my fatigue and body condition worse. And I did that until I couldn't do anymore. You know. So I can't say you gotta stop doing it, you know, being hard on yourself, but it's like you will learn once you've done enough of it, and you'll be like, oh fuck, I'm tired of this. Nothing worked for me, and I realize it's because I don't know anything at all. No, you're getting there. It's just you you're trying to get there too quick. You're too impatient. That's all. You're heading to the right direction. The reason I can say is because what matters the most is the intention. And you have the right intention. You just don't know how to get there. So all I can say is don't feel bad, you know, you're doing the right thing. Everything happens for a reason. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You know, everything happens in your life is so that you can learn a lesson. The universe is manipulating that reality so you can learn something. If you don't learn something, then it's going to continue to happen. That's what I learned about life. And you think that nothing's working out for you, but you are learning something. When time passes and you look back, you'll notice that things happen for a reason. But right now you're in that darkness. You don't know why you're going through this. So you're confused and feel desperate and hopeless, but it will pass and you'll get stronger. So just take it easy. I was doing good according to the world, but all my theory were failing me. So finally realized I don't know that this is all there is to know. Well, maybe you didn't well, you didn't know enough. You know, so maybe the universe is trying to teach you that you're not there yet. So teaching you to be humble again. You know, there's always more to learn. It happened to me a couple of times. I felt like, you know, I learned all the secret of the universe. I finally reached nirvana. Everything's gonna change, but then nothing changed, and I was really confused, you know. But then getting on enlightenment or doesn't mean that your life changed instantly, you know. Learning it and living it is two different things. It's easy to know with your head, but it's hard to learn, like live it with your heart. I realize there is something that cannot be seen through any senses. Okay, that's what I was talking about earlier, you know. And I wanted to learn the truth beyond that too, you know. Something infinite as always, that's energy, yeah. Always there that cannot be described. Well, there's a lot of you know, YouTube and books on it. You know, you're basically talking about energy and you're feeling it. We can't see it, but it does exist. And then when you want to learn more about it, you can explore like rendering theory. What's beyond energy? What can possibly exist beyond energy? Enlighten me. Can you say it's all light or day if you never seen day or night? What do you mean we've never seen day or night? Is there a different day or night that we haven't seen? Yes. So you're basically saying if you're what you're seeing is a night and dark through the mobile screen. How do you know if it's actually night? Is that what you're saying? Well, that's why, that's how the balance works. Yin and yang, day and night, pain and happiness. The one cannot exist without the other. That's a fundamental of the universe. There is no enlightenment without suffering. That's why pain is a necessary evil. Well, you can get to a level where you can feel it. You don't necessarily need to see everything to believe that it exists. You just gotta start learning to feel everything. Then you can feel the truth. Then you don't need to see it. 몇 시야? 아, 12시밖에 안 됐어. 씨. 아, 영어로 말 너무 많이 했더니 머리 아프다. 아, 꼬마 여자애 공 차는 거 귀엽네. 좀 이따 올게요. 좀 쉬다가.